A deputy in the Lowcountry has been relieved of his duties and suspended without pay after a viral video on social media shows him pointing a gun at several minors in a Hilton Head Island neighborhood. WSAV's Danielle Cobb has more on the shocking video and the action parents are now taking.
The video circulating social media happened here in the Squires Gate neighborhood. It shows an alleged off-duty Beaufort County deputy pointing his gun and threatening several minors.
Get on the ground.
Bro,
get on the ground. Come here.
The deputy is seen out of uniform. His only gear looks to be a bulletproof sheriff vest and a gun drawn and pointed directly at the kids. The kids, seemingly scared, calling out for help to others, asking for police. That's when the deputy is heard saying,
"I am the police."
The deputy then takes a bag from one of the kids, where a small altercation breaks out. One kid pushed once again, pointing directly at the minor.
No, stop. Do not shoot.
Their plea only continues, this time calling out for desperate help from their loved ones.
Hey, help! 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 Mom!
A later video shows a brother of one of the minors who showed up after his sibling called crying. Listen closely to the next part, where you hear what neighbors tell me is why the deputy allegedly took action in the first place.
what just happened? I don't know what happened. They're flashing a gun, bro. These kids don't have a gun? What the hell?
yeah,
Mom, they're saying they have a gun.
The parents of all minors involved are speaking with attorneys and pursuing charges. They say the deputy was intoxicated and was not breathalyzed by deputies who responded to the scene. They say they have more videos coming too, showing that nothing provoked the deputy from drawing his weapon on their kids. The Beaufort County Sheriff's Office did not confirm if they retrieved a gun from the minors. The deputy has been suspended without pay and relieved of his duties. The agency is conducting an internal investigation, and SLED has been asked to investigate for any criminal violations. Danielle Cobb, WSAV News.
All right. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All praises due to the Most High. And this video is a clear example of what I am talking about when we talking about the disparity between how blacks and whites are treated by the police, and also the disciplinary measures taken when police mistreat whites. Now, this happened in the Hilton Head section of South Carolina, which is a very affluent section of South Carolina. I'm going to show you that video in its entirety. But this happened on September the 28th. Today is the 30th, 2 days later, and that deputy has already been suspended, fired, has his badge and gun taken away when he pointed a gun at some white kids, teens, as they're saying. Now, you heard the officer say that they flashed the gun, right? And so they were not calling suspects. These suspects or the subjects, no, their parents are calling them teens and kids, and they were scared. When you can see on that video that they actually assaulted the officer. They assaulted the officer twice. The officer, the authority of the law, right, told them to get on the ground. These white kids did not comply, right? They assaulted the officer, but they were not shot. They were not tased. Both of those, we're going to go over that video, right? But the whole thing is an example. Imagine if those were black kids not complying, taking their bag away from the officer who took it, kicking the officer, pushing the officer in the face. They would be asking, why did the officer not shoot? And so why is there no outrage against these teens? It's two sides, though. Why is there no outrage against these white teens not complying, disobeying commands, fighting an officer, yelling and screaming, resisting arrest, right? These white kids did all of those things that we see black kids get shot for less. However, moreover, on the other side of this, here we see an officer who claims, yeah, these kids they were flashing a gun, right? Reasonable, articulable suspicion. Let me see your bag. The bag gets snatched from him. And now this guy points a gun at them fearing for his life, evidently, telling them to get on the ground. They're not complying. However, these rich white parents said, no, we want this officer investigated. Let me read a little caption from the video that I just showed you before I show you the entirety of the video. It says a deputy in Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, has been suspended without pay and relieved of his badge and gun after a viral video shows him pointing a gun at several minors in a neighborhood. The parents of the minors, you see how they keep emphasizing minors, right? How many black kids that were minors that we've seen with guns pointed at and nothing happened to police? The parents of the minors involved are pursuing charges and claim that the deputy was intoxicated and not breathalyzed by responding officers. The deputy's weapon was drawn on the minors, once again, on at least 4 occasions, and one of the kids was detained in a prone position while a nearby neighbor held him down. The Beaufort County Sheriff's Office is conducting an internal investigation, and the South Carolina Law Enforcement Agency has been asked to investigate for any criminal violations. Now, what is the difference between the way this officer treated these white kids and the numerous videos you can go back on this channel and the way white officers treat black kids? Worse than this, but none of those officers were reprimanded. I mean, it's 2 days, no investigation, none of that. No, we have to wait to see what comes out. We have to give the officer the benefit of the doubt. No, these white kids' parents said, no, we want that officer's badge. And that is the difference between the system of racism. When something happens to a white kid, they have the whiteness to demand that the officer be reprimanded. When something happens to a black kid, it's all of these stipulations and the law is never wrong. And, we just have to wait and see and don't rush the judgment, right? Just take a look at this video and you guys tell me what we think. And I might want to slow it down here and there, so please bear with me. All right, just watch this.
On the ground.
Bro,
Get on the ground. Come here. Come here. Yeah, you see. Get down.
Oh, you're about to get arrested. No, you can't
get on the ground.
What
On the ground. All right.
Go ahead.
Hey, sir, can you call the cops?
Hey, call the police.
I am the police.
What are you doing?
So now the police grabs his bag. You see the white kid get up and grabs his bag from the police, right? That is non-compliance. That is resisting a lawful command. He's already told him to get on the ground. So from what I've seen white people say, that kid was definitely in the wrong. He should have obeyed that lawful order from the police, right? Let's continue. And now he's physically assaulting the police.
Get the fuck on the ground.
Yo, hey, stop.
Not complying, right?
Hey, Nicholas, stop. George.
Ooh, did you see the white kid strike the officer of the law? Why did not the officer pull his gun and fire a barrage of shots to the white kid, as we've seen them do to black kids? Minors as well.
George, stop.
I will
Stop.
you.
Stop. Hey, no. Stop. Do not shoot. Why are you putting
Get on the ground.
Why are you doing what?
Get on the
He had to tell him 3 or 4 times he's still not on the ground, right? Why is the white kid not complying? But the white kids are seen as the victim in this, and the police officer is wrong. Y'all make this make sense to me.
Okay, bro, what are you doing, dude?
Get on the ground.
Yo, help!
Evidently, the kid is still not complying. Why is he not shot?
Why, dude? What are you doing?
Hey.
Why are you pointing that gun at me, dude? What are you doing? Hey, help! 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 Mom! He's dragging him. Yo, what are you?
Now he has him detained, right? I guess that's the one. And the kid is clearly resisting, right? He's not obeying, the officer's lawful commands.
Doing? What are you doing now?
Dude, what's the problem?
Mom!
Ow!
Mom!
Stop!
Yo! Call the sheriff's office. Come on. Down on the ground.
What did we do?
Okay. And so this whole debacle, like on both sides, is an example of the way law enforcement handles black people, and also how black people or white people react to police. They never complied. They fought the police. They did all sorts of things, and they didn't get shot or tased. That's number one. Now, because they didn't do all of those things and they felt that their rights were violated because this police evidently had no warrant, he had no reasoning to be bothered for them, they used their whiteness to get that officer fired, relieved of his badge, suspended without pay. 2 days later, I hope y'all get what I'm saying here. This is the example that I say when black people are treated much worse than that by white police officers and they go to jail. And the white police officer, nothing happens to him. He gets suspended with pay or placed on administrative leave with pay after killing black people for doing less than what those guys did. That guy actually punched the officer in the face. But now the parents are outraged because a gun was pointed at their kids. Imagine how many black parents should have tried to be outraged when their kid was shot by police and nothing happened to him. This is the definition of the system of racism, white supremacy in America, where we see countless men, women, and children, both genders, get slaughtered by the police for no reason, and they get no justice. These white kids got detained by the police, and they got immediate swift justice by getting that police officer fired from his job. So, I mean, you can't make this up, man. I'm glad somebody sent me this video. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this phenomenon in the comments. Y'all see the number 919-587-7782. If you like this content, please subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow and get more exposure into the internet space. But I thank you as well for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And as always, I pray you have peace and blessings. Scripture says all things that are hidden shall be revealed, and those things done in secret shall be exposed on the mountaintop.
Let's go, Rich. Let's go. You watching Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. The propaganda grammar, don't believe none of it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing.
Negroes have listened to the trickery and the lies and the false promises of the white man now for too long, and they're fed up. They become disenchanted.